Welcome to CarWale. Today we have Hyundai's Creta Electric, and Hyundai claims that it can do 473 kilometers to a full charge. What do you think? It's possible? But that's why we're here. We'll drive this for more than that, and we'll tell you exactly how many kilometers it can give you in the real world conditions. And while we're doing it, we will also give you 5 pros and 2 cons towards the end of the video, so do stick around till the end. The Creta Electric long-range version has a 51.4 kilowatt-hour battery, which uses a single motor at the front that makes 169 bhp. Now, Hyundai claims an ARAI-certified range of 473 kilometers. But we know that such numbers rarely match what we get in real world. So we've charged the Creta Electric to 100%, and now we're ready to drive it in the city and out on the highway. 2 things. We're going to drive very normally, just like you and I. And second thing, no hypermiling and no tricks. Overall, we drove 200 kilometers on the highway and over 200 kilometers in city traffic too. Some basics we stuck to were that we only drove in the normal drive mode and with regen set at level 2. Also, cabin temperature was set between 23 and 24 degrees centigrade, and the blower speed mostly stayed at 1 or 2. So we've finally come to an end to the range test. We've driven it extensively and the battery is completely drained. Now, for your convenience, what we've done is we've recorded the range at different percentages of the battery, like for 70%, 60%. And we'll show it to you on the screen. You can pause the video to read it. So this brings us to the big question. What's the final range? The Hyundai Creta Electric managed an impressive 407 kilometers on a single charge. That's nearly 86% of its claimed range. And if you think about it, it's among the highest real-world results in this price segment. As promised earlier in the video, and because we extensively drove the Creta Electric, here are 5 things that we liked about the Creta Electric and 2 that I didn't. So the first thing that we liked about the Creta Electric is that it feels at home. You have the same dashboard layout and design and the sunroof, as well as the visibility and the comfortable seats, just like in the regular Creta. So you feel very much at home. The Creta Electric is even more practical than its ICE sibling. How? Now, we have 21 liters of front space, which you don't get in the regular Creta. And you have this floating console as well. So you have space here, here, and even your cup holders over here. So there's a lot of practical space that you can use inside the Creta Electric. And the boot in the Creta Electric is the same, just like the regular Creta, which is 433 liters. So you don't lose out on that as well. This brings me to the third thing that I like about the Creta Electric. Now, it's the extra features that you get, 5 namely. Let's start with the first one. So it gets this 3-spoke steering wheel. There's no branding for Hyundai over here, just for you to know. The regular Creta gets a 4-spoke steering wheel. Now, another interesting thing over here is that it gets this stock over here for the drive selection. It's very intuitive. It's so easy to use on the go. And because it's here, this section becomes clutter-free. Now, in addition to this, so that's number 2 for that. The third feature that I was talking about is the electric driver's seat. Now, it's got 2 memory switches as well with a welcome function. So each time you open the door or shut it, it moves back so that it makes it easier for the driver to get in. In addition to that, the fourth feature is that we have a 3-point socket over here, a power plug, wherein you can actually charge your laptop. That's really, really nice to have. And on the outside, you have the active air flaps, which helps cool air reach the motor and the battery pack. So this brings us to the fourth thing that I like about the Creta Electric. It's got 3 drive modes: Eco, Normal, and Sport. Now, if you think about Eco, of course, it's just like every other Eco mode wherein the maximum efficiency is derived out of this powertrain. Normal, surprisingly, does everything you need, where be it your city drives or be it your highway sprints, even for overtaking, it does the job. So the question is, what does sport do? So we just slotted it in a sport, and the performance. I'm telling you, you can give BMWs and Mercs a run for their money. It's really addictive. Now, I'll get back to the normal mode. There is one more thing that I'd like to add. In the fourth regen, it promotes one pedal driving. So all you need is just the accelerator pedal and you're good to go. And of course, obviously, that will be the most eco efficiency mode as well. This brings me to the fifth thing that I like about the Creta Electric, and that's the whisper quiet cabin. You know, it's so refined. There's no NVH like you'd find from other cars like that run on petrol. You roll up the windows and it's absolutely quiet and calm. Another thing that I'd like to point out in this car is that it's got 10 mm more than the regular Creta in terms of ground clearance, and that's because the battery of this car is suspended from the floor. So it has 200 mm of ground clearance, unlike the Creta's 190 mm, and that spells a lot of peace of mind when you're on our kind of roads. The first thing that I didn't like about the Creta Electric is that the light colored upholstery can be easily soiled, especially if you have careless adults and children around. And because we're talking about this, I'll also talk about the aircon system controls. These are touch-based controls, so using them sometimes doesn't give you the kind of haptic feedback or response that it's actually functioning or not. So you have to take your eyes off the road to look at the screen to see if it's actually worked or not. The second thing I didn't like about the Creta Electric is the under thigh support at the rear. It's not adequate, and for taller people it might become a problem. And another thing is that because it's rounded towards the side of the seat, there's a tendency for your right leg to go and knock onto the door because there's absolutely no support over there. I'm sure you can tell from my face that we are excited with the Hyundai Creta Electric's range and ease of use. The ease of use bit because it's based on one of the most popular and fastest selling cars in the Indian market. Sure, it has its fair share of niggles, but nothing that's a deal breaker. If you're in the market for a no-fuss family electric vehicle, the Hyundai Creta Electric delivers. If you liked this video, don't forget to drop a comment below and tell us what you'd like to see next. Also, do consider subscribing to our YouTube channel for more real-world tests and car reviews.